There's so many times where we want to store output of a command into a variable. Like we assign a value to a variable by giving var1 and some value to it. How about I put some commands over there like ls, and I want to store its output into var1. Or let's have a better variable, list of files, okay, equal to, and I will say ls. Let's try to access the value. I've given really long variable name. Yeah, it didn't work as it is. How about try to put it in double quotes? Still nothing. It's just storing ls. How about single quotes? Still same thing. So no double quotes, no single quote. If you want to store the output of a command into a variable, put that into backticks. Yeah, that's the reason why I have shown you double quotes and single quote. Backticks is different than single quote. It's the key just below the escape button on your keyboard. Okay, backticks. Now let's see. Yeah, that worked. Like that. H name, probably host name I want to store, and there is a command host name echo $h name. See that? Any command like that, like for example free -m. Okay, so now let's say I want to just print the free space. Okay, free space of memory, not the swap, free space of the memory, and I want to store that into a variable. So let's take an example for that. Free -m print as it is, and we will grep for mem, which is going to be this line. It's going to be printing that line. Right, but I want to access 75 there. Okay, not all of that. I don't want to store all this into a variable. I just want to store this value, free memory. So to do that, first of all we have to access that value, right? And I can use here awk in single quote, put 2 curly braces, and there say print dollar, and then count the number of field that you want. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. So if I put here 4, 75. Okay, so all the output that has come here comes as an input for this command, and from that it's gonna find the 4th field. It's gonna access the 4th field and print it out. Right, so you got the good command. Now let's now put it under command substitution and store it into a variable. Let's see, free RAM echo $free RAM. There you go. Such kind of thing we will be doing in our further scripts. So you need to better access the right value, and remember to put it into command substitution when you're assigning its output to a variable. There is also one more way of command substitution. We can do same thing with this one. Put everything into parentheses, all the command, and give a $. There. So instead of backticks, you can use $parentheses. In parentheses, put all your command, and whatever the output returns will be stored into the variable. Right? cat/etc CPU info is a file, not cat, sorry, proc CPU info. I want to see how many number of cores are for this CPU for this computer, for this VM. So CPU info file will give information about the CPU cores. That's 1. Right, so let's grep for CPU cores. Okay, and let's find that field. Awk print $2, no, $3, no, that's a colon, $4, yeah, that's correct. Okay, now I can put all that into command substitution and assign its output to a variable, CPU cores. Echo $CPU cores. There you go. Once we have understood how to assign any values, commands, output to a variable, we can use it in our scripts. For example, I'm going to show you a script now which will get the system's health. When we talk about system's health, we'll be talking about its RAM size, how much is free, what's the load on the system, and how much the disk size is available in the root partition. So this is a script that's going to print a message to the user, print some hash line, and then going to store free RAM size. So all that command into the command substitution, and the output will be stored into free RAM variable. So we will get the amount of free RAM. There's another command, uptime. Now this is in backticks. So in the first one I have used dollar parenthesis for command substitution. Here I'm using backticks. Both does the same thing. Uptime is a command that will show you the how long the system is up and running, and will also show the load average. So let's execute that command and see. Uptime. Now load average, it also shows the load average. So I want to have this value. This is the current load average of the system. So I don't need to grep anything because it's only one line, but I need to get the 8th field probably. Let's find that out. Print $8. Oh, it's average. It should be $9. Yeah, that's right. Now I can store that value into a variable, but I have to put it under command substitution. Right. Similar way, df-h command shows the available root partition size, how much is used, how much is available. So I want to know how much size is available on the root partition. So first I am going to grep, because there are multiple lines. I want /dev/sda1. I have put this into single quote because there is a /, and / is a special character, or it has a special meaning in bash. So better we put this in single quote. Okay, that's the root partition. Now I want to know how much size is available, how many GB of size is available on my root partition. So that's 1, 2, 3, fourth field. So let's use awk and get the 4th field. Print $4. 35 gigs. I can store that again into a variable. So that's our script. We print a message, we print hash lines, we store free RAM into the free RAM variable, we store the load, we store the free root partition. Now here it's $8. Well, let's print it. Let's execute the script, because I guess it's $9. We may need to change that. And once these variables are stored, let's let's print it. Available free RAM is $free RAM, current load average is $load, free root partition size is $root free. Let's execute the script. Free root partition is 35 gigs. Printed it, right? load, current load average, well, it's not showing anything here, right? So we need to give $9 value there. Oops. $9. Yeah, $9 should be the right value. So let's update our script. Let's run it once again. We're good. So that's one just simple example of how to use command substitution, but there will be moving forward so many other examples. We will store output of variables to check conditions, like to check what is the right operating system, right package installation. Our script can make a decision based on the value that a command returns. So it indeed is a very important part of a bash scripting. So that would be all for the command substitution for now. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching.